guys, it's Bregje and today I'm going to be reviewing volume 1 of Paper Girls, which is written by Brian K. Vaughan and the artwork is by Cliff Chiang. I don't have a physical copy of this comic, so I'll put a picture on the screen somewhere so you can see what the cover looks like. The main reason that I wanted to read this comic is because it was written by Brian K. Vaughan, who also wrote Saga, which is my favorite comic book series. I didn't think it would be as good as Saga because the summary just appealed to me a little bit less, but I was still excited to read it. So this story is set in the 80s and the story is about 4 teenage girls who are all around 12 years old or something, I think. And they deliver newspapers. This story is set the morning after Halloween, really early in the morning, and while they're delivering newspapers they kind of encounter something strange, and I don't really want to say too much about it because I feel like I'll spoil the story, but the story definitely has sci-fi elements to it. But the story is really about the girls trying to figure out what's going on, so I don't really want to say more because that'll spoil the story for you. I wanted to love this story, but unfortunately it took me really long to get into the story. I kind of felt like not a lot was going on, or maybe a lot of stuff was going on, but it didn't really change anything to the situation of the girls, so it kind of felt like not a lot was going on. What I liked a lot about Saga was that the story is told from a lot of different perspectives, so you get introduced to all the different problems that different characters are facing, and that really made it feel like a lot was going on, and it really added a lot of depth to the story. But with this story that wasn't really the case. You just follow the 4 main girls and that's it. I do understand that multiple perspectives wouldn't really work in this story because that would take away a lot of the mystery, but still I would have liked the story to be a little bit more engaging. Towards the ending the story definitely got a lot more interesting, and the very last page also got me interested to see what would be happening after this. So I definitely felt like the story improved as I read on. The artwork for this comic was pretty good. I liked it. It's not the best thing that I've ever seen. What I liked most about it were the colors. The story is set early in the morning and all the colors that are used are kind of pink, blue, purple and black, and I really like that. I thought the comments that the teenagers made were really enjoyable, but I would have liked to see a little bit more backstory because I wasn't really able to tell all the characters apart besides their name. I didn't really learn anything besides what they're called. This story definitely had an 80s feel, and those are not usually the kind of stories that I would pick up, but I was just interested because of the writer. But I think if stories that are set in the 80s appeal to you, then you might enjoy this a little bit more than I did. So overall I enjoyed the story, but I did have some issues with it and it just wasn't anything special, so I ended up giving it 2.5 out of 5 stars. If you've read Paper Girls, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!